Today I'm going to be making a very simple and very yummy apple Danish. We need some puff pastry. This is half a package. I have some Macintosh apples here. We're going to need some sugar and cinnamon, which I have in a mix right here. 1 egg for our egg wash. An optional ingredient is some raw sugar, also known as turbinado sugar. So just a few simple ingredients. Let's get started. So the first thing that we want to do is I'm going to roll out my pastry to a nice rectangle. And whenever you're rolling out, you want to always give your pastry a little bit of a turn. In this case, I'm making a rectangle, so I'm going to be applying a little bit more pressure in that direction. And we want to set our oven to 450 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, that looks pretty good, just like that. Okay, so at this point I have cut up an entire apple. This is one apple, one large apple. And I'm just going to get these on right in the middle. And I'm actually doing all of this on the fly. I just want to make it really easy today. So I'm cutting and then placing, and then I'm going to judge how many apples that I actually need to do. And this is a good way to do it so that you don't do too many apples. So I want to get all of these on here, and I want to keep them all in the middle. And so now I'm going to peel another apple, and I'll get that ready. I've got another full apple here. We'll just start loading these on as well. So at this point I've added in about 1 apple and a half. So that for me looks really, really good. Now, in this little shaker I have regular granulated sugar, white granulated sugar, and I've added a little bit of cinnamon to it. And I don't have any actual ratios. You can do it the way you like. So you don't want to go too heavy on the cinnamon. You could fill up a container like this. This is maybe about a half a cup, or that would be 125 milliliters, and then you might want to put in about a half a teaspoon of cinnamon to that, volume. So then I'm going to grab my little shaker here, and I'm just going to get this all over the top. And if you wish, you can take the apples first, and then you can mix them around in a bowl. But I'm just doing this on the fly, very, very quickly. You can put on as much as you want, as little as you want, whatever tickles your fancy. Well, that looks pretty good. Then I'm going to simply take my knife, and I'm just going to start making some nice little slits here. That looks good. Now at this point you can also take a few dabs of butter and just pop some butter in there. So our next step, we're just going to simply fold this up. So I'm just going to grab the edges, and I'm just going to pull them up and just do a little crisscross. And that looks perfect. And then we're just going to get this onto our tray. Just lift it up and place it. That's good. And now we're going to make our egg wash. So I've got 1 egg. I'm going to crack this into a larger bowl, and I'm going to add a tablespoon of water. So for my egg wash, 1 egg, 1 tablespoon of water. That's 15 milliliters. And I'm just going to mix it up like this. Now there are different schools of thought. Some people don't like to add the water. Some people can add a little bit of milk, or they like to add milk instead of the water. Some people just like to take the egg without any water or any other kind of liquid and use it that way. I like to add a little bit of water because it does loosen up the egg, and I find it applies better to your actual product. So you just want to mix it up like that, and then grab yourself a brush, and then we're going to cover this. So I'm just going to simply get my brush and get all of our beautiful puff pastry covered with our nice egg wash. And for our final step, I'm going to be putting the turbinado sugar, which is also called raw sugar. Now if you don't have that kind of sugar available, you can just take regular granulated sugar and just sprinkle that on the top. So make sure everything is done. That looks good. Here is my raw sugar. You can see that it's a very, very coarse sugar. It almost looks like sea salt. And I'm just going to liberally sprinkle that over the top. I do have my oven set to 450 degrees Fahrenheit. And I want to bake this until it's golden brown. That looks good, just like that. And now off to the oven, and I'll be back a little later with the final product. Alright, I'm back. I baked my beautiful apple Danish for a total of 25 minutes at 450 degrees Fahrenheit. I'll just give you a little 360 degree view of this just to show you how nice this is. I wish you could smell this. This just smells amazing. So at this point, I'm just going to let this cool. Then I'll come back a little later and I'll slice into it and just show you what it looks like inside. So now my apple Danish has completely cooled, so let's cut into it. Let's do a nice little slice here. Flip it around so that you can see inside. Oh, it looks amazing. And as soon as I cut into it, that real blast of aroma of the apples and the cinnamon really like hit me. Really nice. So that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.